Hari Om, pranams and welcome to all of you in the Global Series Session 13 with world-renowned tabla maestro Pandit Abhijit Banerjee ji. Pranams and welcomes Pandit ji.
Hari
Topic,
Om, Namaskar.
topic for today's talk is a career in music, success and globalization. I welcome all of you, all the artists, students of music, music lovers, and all of you in the audience for this session. Before starting the talk, a few things about Pandit Abhijit Banerjee ji. Let me ask all of you, do you think that a career in the field of music is the most unstable one? Or music is not at all a career option? Is it just a hobby? Well, I have met many people who think so. And here we have a maestro who has proven all this wrong and who has got a very stable, growing, and successful career, and who has got a huge fan following all over the world. That is why he's the best speaker we could ever get to know about the success and globalization perspectives of a musical career. It gives me great pleasure to introduce world-renowned tabla maestro Pandit Abhijit Banerjee ji. The artist is truly introduced through his art, and I'm sure all of you must have heard him playing tabla. But still, I'm going to tell you a few things which gave him this stature. Pandit Abhijit ji is one of the senior disciples of Pandit Gyan Prakash Ghosh ji. He has accompanied nearly all the top ranking stars of Hindustani and Carnatic music, and he has also performed Jugalbandis with performing Carnatic music artists. As an accompanist and soloist, he also possesses a very unique style of tabla solo. So as an accompanist and soloist, he has performed all over the world in all the major classical music festivals. No need to say that he is a top grade artist of All India Radio. I would like to call him a complete musician because along with tabla, he has also taken training lessons for vocal music as well as violin. Adding to his multifaceted musical personality, he is a composer also. He has scored music for TV serials, documentaries, puppet shows, dramas, and he has also won the National Award for his music for a documentary film. Pandit Abhijit ji has founded and established Dhwani Academy of Percussion in Los Angeles and Kolkata. Today also he's joining from Los Angeles. He has conducted several workshops and training sessions for universities and conservatories. In addition to his performing career in pure Indian classical music, he has done many crossover projects with collaborations with many international artists and musicians. We are very much fortunate to have Pandit Abhijit Banerjee ji as a professor and guru of tabla in Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth. Personally, I'm his fan of not only his teaching style and his performing style, but also fan of his kind and humble nature. Pranam. I'm super excited to learn from his talk today. Here I invite for all of us the great performer, composer, guru, and visionary, Pandit Abhijit Banerjee ji. Thank you. Pranams.
Namaskar, Hari Om. Welcome to our session. I would like to thank Sapnil Bhai for speaking about me, which was too much. Um, any musician always tries to become somebody or tries to learn in his life. It's not that he has always succeeded, but he's always trying to succeed. So that is my attitude towards my life. Now let's come to the main session, that whether if anybody wants to take music as a profession, there are so many doubts, there are so many uh, negative talks about that. So whether you can make it or not, and there are so many musicians and music lovers who are waiting and who wants to take music as a profession, but they have some doubts. So whatever experience I had throughout my life by making music, by joining different places, by going through different phases of my life and mixing with top class musicians from India and abroad, I will share my vision with you. So, to come to first, if you come to the first point, the main important thing is that believe in yourself and you can make it. You have to believe in yourself that you will make it, and then only you can make it. So, have the confidence. That is the most important thing in every sphere of life, and music is also one of them. Okay, so I would request to go for the first section of my PPT presentation. Yes, you can see that I have mentioned it. Believe in yourself and you can make it. That's the most important thing, I believe, and I would like all of you to believe that. Now the second portion is the second page, the environment. What Swapnil Bhai just said, that music profession is something which not many people take and not many people have the idea. So they think in a different way. But those who love music, I'm talking about them and I'm talking in favor of them. And I'm again telling you, yes, you can definitely take music as a profession if you dedicate yourself, if you believe, and if you really give yourself to that music, it will definitely take care of you. The great Saint Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, if you give something, that will give you back. So that's the main thing. Now, what are the points to be discussed? First of all, is that the students who are coming from different backgrounds, now coming from a family without any musical background. So a musician or a music student who wants to do music, sometimes they are coming or making most of the people, they are coming from a non-musical, not music background. That means that in their family nobody has done music, or nobody has done music profession, or maybe in some families they don't even think that music is good. I have seen that. So I am coming from a family where music was very much loved, but nobody was musician. So the person who is coming from a absolutely no musical background family, they are afraid of taking music as a profession because they have seen that nobody has taken the music as profession. It's very risky. People are performing, and then after that there are so many stories. So that is the first thing, they have the doubts. Secondly, the family people, everybody in the family, I know that they will say that, okay, if you love music, you can just do music, but you should do some work, or you should do something, or you should do that. And music as a profession, it's too risky. Kya khaoge, kya kaise khaoge, all these things comes into existence, not only to his family, but all the family, friends, near family, and family, outside family, everybody will discourage you. So that is a big fight you have to take. So you have to believe in yourself very much. Third thing is the peer pressure. You will see, because you are a musician, or you love music. Second, you will see that there's all your friends are taking physics honors or economics honors or something like that. So you have a big doubt, oh my God, they are going doing good, and they might be doing good because they can you can see that there is some steps they can follow, and there will be a job or there will be some opening for them. Here in music you don't see it. So it's my duty to show you what are the openings for this kind of profession. So this is first thing. Second thing is that people who are coming from a music loving family, so the parents or some of them, they do music, they want that the son do music, but still they have a doubt. Some of the parents, they say that, okay, if you want to take the profession, you are taking, okay, take it. Some people will think that, oh no, do some work like the other families, they do some work and then you do music. Definitely you have to do music, that's very good, but that's very good pastime, nothing else. You cannot take it as a profession. This is the second grade where I was coming from, where my all members of my family never used to believe that I become a musician and can run my family and myself through music. Though the only exception was my father, who really told me that if you believe in yourself and if you really do it good, then this is your job and take it. And I did it, and believe me, I did the right thing in my life. Third thing is that those who are coming from musicians family. Now there are two grades. Musicians who are not that much established in their family, or in so they already they do music, but somehow they run their profession and didn't succeed in their life very much, like somebody everybody knows, but still they do music. So have respect for them. And sometimes they said that, okay, this is a very hard profession, so if you want to take it, they can tell their son or daughter that if you want to take it, you can take it, but be careful. And there are musicians whose sons and daughters become musicians because their parents are very famous musicians. And there is a doubt that those sons and daughters take it very lightly because they get a ready platform. So the basic thing is that you have to work hard in any profession, and music is also one of them, probably harder because it's an unusual profession to make it to some point. This is the basic thing, where you are coming from a music loving family or musical background, no music background family, or a musician's family, or being a very famous musician's son. You have to really work hard. Whether you get a platform doesn't matter. You really have to prove yourself on that platform to become a good musician. So that is the most important thing. So for that, you need your dedication and your full dedication and belief and total love to this subject. Then only you take one profession like music. In other professions, you have so many openings, you can somehow do this. But in this profession, you really have to have the knack and have to have the belief that you really love it. Come what may go, I will do it, and definitely will be able to do it. Now the third page. The third page, possibilities. I would say sky is the limit. Yes, sky is the limit. You have so much of possibilities in music line. So first thing, I'm talking about the Indian classical musicians who has taken Indian classical music as a profession, or Indian, the students of Indian classical music. So I would say that everybody, whoever is doing music, should learn Indian classical music if you are an Indian, because that is your root. So you have to learn to respect your own father, to respect the world. You have to have respect for your own culture. Then only you can have respect for other cultures. So this is one thing, the root. You have to know the root, and that is Indian classical music, which is very, 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 very important in your life if you want to take music as profession. Now, Indian classical music. Now I'm coming to the practical point. What are the ways you can take. One, teaching. You know the subject and you need to fulfill all the necessary requirements such as master's degree, NET, etc., whatever is needed to become a teacher, a good musician, and a teacher, a good teacher. And then you have to love teaching. That is everywhere. Then what happens is that you will get a job of teaching music. And with in present scenario, the jobs are opening more because the schools are having music teachers, which in our time it was not possible. So now it is possible, and you will get a job if you really want to do a job. And a job will take care of you, be it in the school, be it in the university, be it in other places, private school, whatever it is, you'll get a job if you really fulfill these teaching requirements. I would say that whether you go to performance or whether you go to any other places, have the teaching requirements as your cushion so that something to fall back on. If you really cannot do succeed in other things, then at least you have this thing. Okay, like in other professions, if you cannot do something, you must have some cushion. So that this is your cushion in music industry, that you may try this and that, but this teaching will always give you some opportunities to teach in private tuition also. So this is first thing. Second thing, the most lucrative thing is the performance. Anybody who is learning music looks for the stage to perform. I understand that, and definitely I would encourage everybody to do that. For that, one Pandit Bhimsenji said, you need luck, you need good guru, and you need to believe in God. I also agree with him that this is one thing. So whoever, the problem is that whoever is playing sitar thinks that one day I will become Ravi Shankar ji or Vilayat Khan Sahab or Pandit Nikhil Banerjee or Shahid Bhai, somebody like that, or Pandit Budhaditya Mukherjee, somebody like that. Everybody thinks like that. But there is only one Ravi Shankar. So what the other people did, they also played music and they are also known and respected in the world. So please don't, you know, sky is the limit, but don't overestimate yourself, or just don't, dream too much. You should have a dream, because if you dream, then only there is a possibility of success. But abnormal dream is not necessary, and just don't be rooted that I will do this and do that, and let the nature or the god take care of you. Don't think that, oh, I have to do this, and don't be impatient to become a great musician or something like that. If you become a great musician, it will automatically happen. Do your work and be serious in your performances. Now the first thing is that you have to be very serious in all performances, if it is for 2000 people or if it is for 20 people. This is the most important thing on stage that I have learned from these people. I have many stories, and I can share you that I was playing with Pandit Nikhil Banerjee once, and he told me that the hall is dark. So it was outside India. So he said that the hall is dark. You don't know how many people are there, but don't care. Maybe one person is there, but just play as you play in front of 2000 people. Why? Because that one person, first of all, he might be a very good listener. Second, he might be, from business point of view, he might be a very big promoter who has come to listen to you. And if you impress him from this concert, you might get so many concerts. So never underestimate small concerts or big concert. Be the same, keep the same seriousness for one people or 2000 people or 20,000 people. Be serious. Second thing, you do your job. Don't look at the audience in performance. Don't look at that. Try to be yourself, the most happy person on stage, and then your happiness will radiate to other people. And believe it or not, that happens always. If you are not happy on stage, it radiates. So don't have any doubt when you are performing. Have confidence and have happiness in your life, that yes, and believe that what you know, you are giving the best on the stage, and that will radiate. Just have that confidence. Don't doubt that, oh, whether I'm doing or not. And one more important thing, that if somebody very important you know, or a big musician or a great musician whom you respect, sitting in front of you, never become nervous, because he has come to listen to you. And if you become nervous, you are not showing respect to him, and not to your guru, and not to yourself. Rather, you are disrespecting your guru's teaching and yourself. So the person who knows really music, he will have a bad impression about you, that you cannot perform good. So have your confidence. Don't get nervous seeing somebody who is very well known in front of you. Just don't care. Just go ahead with whatever you know with the confidence. Now, so I have said that, you Indian classical music concerts. Now, what are the things you have to do to get performances? First of all, need to approach festivals, write to them. We in Indian uh, in Indian system, we believe that agar, if you have, flowers, if you have the flowers blooming, uska khushbu sab jagah chala jata hai. Yes, that is true, but don't wait for that. Be practical. Start approaching people, that yes, you can do. Okay, so need to approach the festivals, and people there. They need to do mini concerts, small concerts. Never underestimate them. Please be there, and chota chota concert jitna hota hai, be there, and present yourself there. Then attending concerts. Please go to others' concert, mix with people, listen to the other person, and be enriched at the same time in that gathering. Mix with people. Tell them that you are also a musician and you have come to listen to the good music. People appreciate that. So in that way, you circulate yourself, and not always that you are doing music and you are going to the music concert, but in other gatherings also, where big musicians are coming or music loving people are coming, circulate yourself. Go there. Now, third, second thing. Okay. Now, uh, another very crucial thing to be successful in all these things, whatever I have mentioned, you should be, unfortunately, if you are from a village, you have to shift to a little bit bigger city where music happens, where the environment is there, which is very, very important. Otherwise, if you are in the absolute village, it will be hard nowadays to expose yourself or to present yourself. So this is a hard reality, that you have to come to a city where music happens, nearest city or even bigger city. And that is why people go to Bombay, settle down, or Delhi or Bangalore, and that's a hard reality, and I cannot avoid it. Now there are other things. There are so many kind of performances. So this is Indian classical music concerts and performances, for which we are looking for always. That gives you name, fame, and everything. And to achieve that, you have to go through all these processes. Second thing is that corporate concerts. If you get name and fame, you will get it. If you don't get, on the process of getting name and fame, still you can get corporate concerts, which will take care of your day-to-day life, because you'll be getting money. And if you are getting money, then that will give you some time to do riyaz and develop yourself. So that is also very important sometimes, though in those concerts you have to compromise your music most of the time. Secondly, entertainment concerts. Those are the concerts like, you really don't want to do, but sometimes you do. That's basically for money, which is uh, kind of, you know some marriage party. Now you will say that, I'm a classical musician. If you can avoid it, it's fine. But sometimes for bare necessity, you have to do that. Don't underestimate this kind of concerts, because this marriage party might have one person who is really good music lover and a corporate person. He might take you, or an organizer. And it happened in my life also in Mumbai, that in a this kind of concert I was playing, and then I got a very good contact, and he invited me to Vijayawada to perform tabla solo. So never underestimate this kind of concerts, entertainment concerts. If you are doing there, do your job properly. And the fourth thing is as a classical Indian classical musician, film music and related work. What is that? That you can become a member of Indian Film Musicians Association and start playing in the film music while keeping your classical music riyas and everything intact. That is possible. There are so many musicians, they have done it and succeeded hugely in their life. And one thing, I'm just giving you two, three names whom you really know, is Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasia, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, our good friend, Pandit Ranu Majumdar, then Ustad Rais Khan Saab. These are the great classical musicians who have played enormous in film music, and they have done so much good film music also. Their pieces have become really exemplary. So never underestimate that, and that will give you really some expertise to express yourself in a short time, uh, in a crispy manner, your heart. So film music is also very important, and these are the ways that will support you through music. So first is teaching. Second is, if you want to become a performer, then you have to look at these are the three four criterias which you cannot neglect any one of them. Next page. Now in this, if you are a performer, you will have this option nowadays. This is a newer option. First of all, this is fusion music. Now to do fusion music, it's, if people think that, okay, so first of all, fusion music is, so many people say that this is confusion. Some people will say that, oh, this is not good. Some people say that, a lot of other things. I just don't want to go into that portion. But the thing is that to do a good fusion music, you have to really know your music very good. So you have to have real training in your music to become a good fusion musician. And I can tell you some of the recordings like Pandit Ravi Shankar with Zubin Mehta or Japal Rampal. You listen to those music; they are very good music, and it is, or Kremlin Orchestra. You can hear, or there are El Subramaniam ji. He has done so many this kind of fusion music, which are very good, because when they are playing their music, it's very good. And believe me, if you are really working with a high class musician from Western world or any other world, then he also knows his music very good. So you are rooted, and then you are extending your hand. Like when you are shaking hand with somebody, you are not falling on him. You are shaking hand because your foot are rooted. So your feet are rooted. So like that, if you are rooted, then you can extend your hand as much as possible so that you will not fall. And the other guy is also doing the same thing. Now, the to do that, which will help you, is to know the the Western notation system, and listen to other music like jazz, like Western classical music, like some pop music also. I would not recommend that much of heavy metal, but I would say that definitely jazz music is the realm where we really work. And then, which are called nowadays crossover or fusion. uh, in the Western world, they don't use the word fusion, they call it crossover. So because you are crossing your boundaries, so that is, they call it, it's a very nice word, or world music. So you should listen to that, and with proper respect. Don't underestimate, वो क्या हो रहा है, अच्छा हमारा तो बहुत अच्छा है. It's not that. Have the respect for them, and that is only possible when you respect your music. So that is the first criteria. Second thing is that studying ethnomusicology, this is another way of extending yourself into the global world, because this is the globalization. So ethnomusicology is a very commanding subject in all over the US and in other countries, in like England and Germany and everywhere. In ethnomusicology, which they teach you all kinds of music, and Indian music is a major part of that. So those who are teaching in other countries, in the universities in US or in England or in other places, they all are they have studied ethnomusicology. So this is a vast subject. You have to know Indonesian music, you have to know Japanese music, and little bit of all these things. And all these teachers, they also know Indian classical music, and some of them, they started loving it so much that they have gone to uh, learn very seriously. But anyway, so this is another way, if you want to come out of India and really truly to do a global music with other people, then ethnomusicology is something which you get to know, and that will also give you a job outside India as a musician. Third thing is that, and third thing is that taking diploma in Western institutes like Yama Center, Royal College, and Berkeley College of Boston. So those are the things which in these countries people look for in smaller jobs. Like if you are teaching uh, uh, in a school, or this kind of thing, if you have a diploma with your Indian classical degree, then you can get a job outside India also, and you get a chance to work with different kind of musician. Now, so other than that, you have to do, nowadays this is a social media, so you have to exploit social media to be associated with Western musicians, because they are very much active in those things, and musicians related to crossover music. So Western musician and those who are interested in Indian music, they are always looking good musicians in social media. So you should be active there. That's a very practical thing. Although I have seen that nowadays, rather than doing practice, you are too much into social media, the students. That is absolutely not good, because that is not giving a good impression to a good musician who is looking for a good musician, good Indian musician. So they will listen. Don't think that they will not understand. No, they understand that, and they will come to know that you are not a good musician when you are talking to them, or when you are giving your music to them. And definitely that does not give you the chance to work with other people, or in global perspective. Second thing is that global, we whenever we do collaboration, we always think about Western musician. No, there are definitely so many different kind of music, like Indonesian music, Chinese music, Middle Eastern music, Japanese music, African music. So definitely you think about these, and a new thing can come out of that if you collaborate with them. And like the Burmese music, very near to India, the Burmese music, they have a kind of playing something with like piano, but with percussion, and it's the Burmese drum. Most of the people, you have not seen it, but it's so wonderful. Then you can talk with them. I had a group in my life where I performed in Chicago Music Festival, World Music Festival, And in other Bloomingdale World Music Festival, we had a group of 5 countries. Is to call Apex. So myself from Japan, from India, Japan, Indonesia, China, and Burma, and that's how I came to know. So there was no Western musician. So all these kind of acoustic musicians from these different countries from Asia, and we did very successful tour, not only once and three, 4 times. So, uh, so this is very important to not to think only about Western classical music as globalization, but all other countries. Okay. Next, next page. Now, very important thing about music industry is organizing concert. This gives you the the idea of how to present a music in front of the audience, what kind of audience you are targeting. Naturally, you will know also your audience, what kind of what kind of how you are uh, doing, um, organizing a concert, what we call the the organizing part of it is very, 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 very important. Event management, so it's a very big thing in music industry. So you have to, so all these big musicians, even Pandit Bhimsen Joshi used to have his Savai Gandharva festival. So now you will think that he was a great musician. Yes, he was a great musician, but he used to organize this huge concert to show respect to his guru, and he used to invite so many people to perform there. So you will be in a musical atmosphere. But now the business part of it is that I'm very being very true and very open that organizing concerts is a major part of music industry. Then it gives you experience of event management. It gives you experience when you go to perform what you need from the event managers. You will know that. Secondly, it will give you connections, corporate connections. It will give you exposure. It will give everything. So at least try, and this is a seva to music industry, because you are generating fund. So you are giving your fellow musicians a chance. So never underestimate, and each one of you should at least try to give or organize one small concert, if not big, and try to organize it properly. And you have to have a sense of business. Don't think that okay, music ka seva kar raha hai. Yes, you are doing a seva. Don't try to get big money out of that, because you are a musician. Try to give the respect to the give respect to the guests, musicians, but at the same time, have the sense of business that you should not be in a loss. The music festival should not be in a loss. So for that, you have to have sponsors, how to approach sponsors, all these things you have to learn. So that's a part of this game. Second thing is social media, which I have talked about that. So don't be too much into social media. Give give some time, and a proper social media, and proper representation. Don't listen to each and everything. Try to be selective and filter it. And the third and the last point is that making projects, which is very, very important. That you make projects like with 3 4 projects. Think of a theme. As Indian classical musician, I'm talking about, think of a theme and then compose something, and with other musicians present something. Even if not, make a dance drama of music, you know, with the music of a dance drama. And so these projects give you enough exposure, experience to deal with different kind of instruments, and also gives you exposure. Ultimately, what you need is exposure to get yourself established in this profession, because I'm thinking that everybody, whoever is doing music, wants to perform, but these are the things which also helps you to get performance. And not only that, you never know that you become a very good composer. So never think that only performance. Maybe if you think that okay, this composing is very nice, go there. So don't underestimate all these things, but I would say that all these things you should try and choose one, and then you know go into that. So all these things are the ways of making your livelihood from music, as you know that. And nowadays there are so many options in all these things, and there are grants, government grants, which gives you money to do these projects. There are corporate sponsorships, so if you organize concerts, that will help you to make these projects, so it is interlinked. So please, think about all these things. So never think that I will play in my home and people will come, and those days are gone. And it was never like that, believe me, it was never like that. They used to go to the court to to present themselves in front of the king. So it was always there that you have to present yourself. And there were at that time that some musicians were very good musicians, some musicians were performers, some musicians were teachers. At that old age also it was like that. Even now it is the same thing. While you have more options of this globalization to mix with other musicians, other doing projects, which was not open in older days. So you have more possibilities. That is why I say that sky is the limit. You can definitely maintain yourself, if you take music as your profession. This is my definite guarantee. Now next page. Now those ways of other than Indian classical music. Suppose I'm an Indian classical music and I love not that much of classical music, but I want to experiment with other music. Yes, there is film music. And even as an Indian classical musician, you should listen to good film music and try to play those music or try to make music with them, and try to play in the film music industry. That gives you very much experience, even to, as I said, that to express yourself in a very short time, in a crispy manner and imaginative manner. So this recording industry is a huge industry which will take care of you beside your Indian classical music and in your passion. So, there is film music. You can arrange music. It's not um, composing music, but arranging music. And for arranging music, you again need to know a little bit of Western music and harmony and point, counterpoint, this kind of thing, and Western notation. That will help you. That will help you. So, and the second thing is that music direction. Now, music direction, if you want to do music direction, you have to have really good luck. At the same time, compositional ability. It's not that you have to have knowledge of Western music or Indian music like that. But if you are a good composer, then you can give music direction. In music direction, there are two ways. One is making songs. Another thing is background music. Now this for background music, you need to have a special sense. So that is a different line, but you need to know music. And if you have background music, if you want to go to good background music, you need to have the Western music knowledge with point counterpoint to create different moods. So that will help you. Although with Indian classical music, also you can create those moods like Ravi Shankar ji has done in Pathir Pachali, the famous music in flute. Tara, tara, ra, ra, ra. It's world famous. Tara, tara, ra, 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 ra. So just this simple one line became world famous to express one young boy's heart. So it's not that you have to be very much orchestrated, but the feeling is very important. So that is why you need to know the subject very nicely. And then for the vocalist, you have film music, and then you have basic numbers. Basic numbers means just the popular songs that becomes popular, and one song can make you millionaire. So that is the extra point for a vocalist. If you are a vocalist, you you can take a chance, you can sing songs, and then after that, if one song gets the public's heart, then it becomes, something like that, that you become a millionaire. But then to sustain that is a very big challenge in your life. And for sustaining that, you again, I'm coming that should learn music and Indian classical music if you are an Indian. Okay, that is what will give you the sustainability. One song you become famous, the next song nobody understands. Well, you got money, but then you have frustration also that nobody listen to you. But if you have learned Indian classical music, you will sustain with other songs also. So I would recommend that that is your route. So anybody doing music should learn Indian classical music, be a vocalist. So as a vocalist, you should learn also, or you should know about other instruments. As a tabla player, you should know vocal music definitely. And anybody doing any music related to India should know and learn a little bit of vocal music, because that is the jar or the root of Indian music or tradition. Next part. So the time is short. It's a huge subject. I wanted to tell you that, give a glimpse that what are the ways that you can follow, so that other than dedication and all this kind of thing, what are the ways you can follow practically to maintain yourself. So when you are coming into this profession, never dream, sorry, dream, definitely dream, but never over dream, or never think that you will be somebody like this. Okay, you keep somebody in front of you, try that, but never think that, I have to be like this. You never know what will happen in your life. Try to be an original person, try to be somebody whom people will follow. Try to be a path maker, try to be you know style maker, try not to be a follower. Okay, that will give you success. If you don't become a very famous musician, don't think that you are failure. No, you have so many other things to do. And if you love your profession, then definitely you are not a failure musician. You are a musician, and that is the greatest thing in your life, that you love something and you are giving that. So in one interview, famous sitar player Vilayat Khansa was telling that, कामयाबी मैंने सितार को दिया, सितार बजाया, इस मीर निकाला, तो वही कामयाबी है। उसके बाद क्या कामयाबी मिले, भगवान, वो तो भगवान देखेंगे, वो तो अल्लाह देखेंगे। लेकिन I have given my heart to sitar, and sitar has given me immense respect, this love, and that's enough. कामयाबी किसी का बहुत होता है, किसी का थोड़ा सा कम होता है, but at least you have given your whole heart to that instrument which you love. That is the most important thing. And don't think that हम बड़े बड़े बात कर रहे हैं, but this is the real thing which I want to you know tell you. Now to conclusion, I need 3-4 points to just to conclude. First of all, need your dedication. In whichever way you go, you'll definitely succeed. Belief is the most important. Believe that it can make you sustain. Okay. Then tenacity, never give up. Just go with that. Never give up. Maybe uh, the name fame will come a little later, but never give up. Have confidence in yourself and have dedication. Then definitely hard work, that goes without saying in any field. And the last point, That's very, very important. That take it as business in all practical sense. And to make it a business, never underestimate yourself and never do anything without getting at least one of these three, which I really believe. When you give time, or when you perform, or when you present yourself, not when you are doing prayer riyas, no. When you are presenting yourself, never underestimate you. Always present yourself against one of these three things, either money or respect or publicity. Have this business sense in yourself in all practical senses, otherwise will never be, otherwise people will exploit you. So either you need publicity, or you need respect, or you need money. So the number one I would say is respect. Number two is money, definitely, which will give you the life, and the publicity. And publicity brings money. So money is not the important thing, but very important thing. But publicity gives you, the money is a slave of fame in this world. They call it money is a slave of fame. So fame comes from your publicity and respect. You don't want to lose your respect for everything. So have this, and please believe that whatever you do, always take it in a business sense. When you are doing riyas, it's a different thing. When you're singing for yourself or in front of the God, then it's a different thing. Otherwise, you have to have these three businesses in practical purpose to succeed in your life. Never underestimate, or never forget these three things. And at the end, the last page, believe in God. That is the biggest thing. As you go on the stage, you will understand that everything is good. Aaj program jama nahi. I have seen it many times with big artists, with me and everybody. Program jama nahi. Why? You never know. Aaj wo interview nahi jama. Jama nahi. Just sur jama nahi. You cannot do anything. So whenever you go on stage, after taking it as a business, after that, when you are doing the work, just surrender yourself at the feet of God and say that, take care of me. That's all. Everything else will be taken care of. Have that belief, but with the proper belief in your life, and with the sense of this business, you have to have that, yes, you are getting respect, you are getting money, or you are getting publicity. That is taken care of. Now when you are on stage, just throw yourself and totally immerse in yourself and believe in God. Dedicate yourself, you will succeed. Thank you. Hari Om. If you have any question, any practical question, please ask me.
Hari Om. That was truly amazing to listen to you, Panditji. Thank you so much and
Most
pranams to you. The audience must have guessed why I said that I'm his big fan, and all of you will agree with me that surrendering to the God will make us the most successful and happy fulfillment we will get in the field of music career. Panditji told us that we need a proper environment to support our music, like a family background who supports us in the education and career. There are many opportunities. Sky is the limit. We can become a good teacher or guru, a solo performer or accompanist, collaboration projects with musicians all over the world, fusion, crossover music, films. There are immense opportunities. And importantly, being a musician in its is a success in itself. So, but that is not enough to make a livelihood. So it's there is a word kalakar in Hindi. So it includes kala and kar. So people say that you must have kala as well as kar. Why not kar? So, what qualities a good musician should possess to become a successful musician? Those are discussed by Panditji. My takeaway for the day is believe in yourself and you can make it. So that's it. Thank you so much, Panditji, for
Namaskar.
sharing your wisdom with all of us. If anyone from the audience has any questions, we can take it. Otherwise, we have very short time, so you can raise hand. One or two questions maybe we can take, or we can then stop. So there is a question from Gopakumarji about whether there are any OTT platforms for the performances of musicians. Any, it's not directly related to the topic today, but since if Panditji knows any OTT platform, we can answer this question.
Well, yeah, there are OTT platforms like, from New York, there is one VuC.com. They are presenting everyday concerts. And then I myself is trying to do DhwaniTV.com, which are trying to do um, regular performances. And I think if you go to, I would say there are some this kind of performances which I get sometimes from WhatsApp, some information. So yes, there are definitely some OTT platforms you can present yourself. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. There is one more question from Abhijit Bhattacharjee. He's asking how a newbie in Indian classical music can sustain in this COVID situation.
Okay. Now, how a newbie? What is that?
Yes, newbie. A junior
Okay.
artist maybe who has just started. Huh. Yes.
It's not. It's not about COVID situation. Not about anything. A junior artist has to sustain. That's what I said. That has to sustain by, he has to have the family support, whether it is a COVID situation or not non-COVID situation. At some point, he has to have some family support. If you don't have any family support, then the only sustaining possibility is your hard work. And for money, you must have some teaching ability. That is why I said that whether you are become a performer, whether you are a composer, whoever it is, teaching is very, very important. That's a seva to your music and for the next generation. And at one point, maybe that will give you a sustenance. So that is very important. I just remember one thing. Pandit Ravi Shankar ji did this Ravi Shankar Institute of Performance. Before that, he started Hemangana in Benares, where he used to teach regularly and Gurukula system. So he himself, once I said that, he himself told me that I was so busy. I taught many students, they are performing, but I hope I would have done it little earlier. थोड़ा सा देर हो गया मुझे बोल रहा था, because he himself thought that, yes, teaching is the greatest experience in your life. So as a newer musician, you also, for you should to support yourself. Performance, definitely you cannot, do that. So teaching is one thing that through that you can do the seva to the next generation. At the same time, you can sustain yourself in your hard times.
Yeah. So there are questions about career options in music therapy and music research. Sure short career options, whether they are there uh, or these are just on the experiment level. Music therapy and research, a full-time career.
Okay, Okay, music therapy, I'm really not aware of that, although I know that some of my friends like Kaival Kumarji, they do music therapy very seriously. But as a career option, in Western countries, yes. In this country, I have known that there are some universities who are really doing music therapies and sending musicians to different hospitals seriously to perform music in front of the people, and especially to the cancer patients and different kind of patients, and they are getting paid regularly. Not only here, in Scandinavian countries also I have seen there are departments who are sending good musicians to different hospitals to serve the people. And also in Scandinavia, I have seen that when a child is born, sometimes the people say that we need good music, so they send the musicians. When the child is born, for 3 4 days they play only music, so the child becomes they believe that the music, they get the music inside. So that is one way of music therapy. Now, and music research, definitely you have so many options all over the world. In all the universities, music research is a very good subject. And at the same time, in US, I know that for research work, there are, and also in India for research work, the government of India is giving you so much of grant, so much of money to sustain yourself. And definitely it can be a career option, music research.
Yeah, thank you. That's all. I think we have crossed our time also, so we are not taking any more questions. Sorry for that. Once again, pranams and thank you to Pandit Abhijit Banerjee for sharing his wisdom with all of us today. And my uh, thanks to all the participants who have joined today and all the teams who have supported us in the successful organization of this session and this series. Please stay on and watch the video at the end. Uh, Thank you so much, all of you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.